Just because this is a show that has people fighting rubber suits and is in colored spandex doesn't mean they can't pull off good acting. With the right script, actors, and directors, they can make anything work. I'm only focusing on Ranger actors. There's a lot of good guest characters that I'll cover in the future.
Patricia Jolie.
She had a different type of acting for the Pink Ranger role. Patricia treated Cassie as a more reserved person. She's not emotionless like a Vulcan, but doesn't respond in a hyper-reactionary way. Take Phantom Ranger. We know Cassie likes him. He's cool, saves the team's butt. A big mystery. At the same time, doesn't go, oh my god, it's the Phantom Ranger. She also had to deal with other weird things like a dog turning into a guy. She didn't totally freak out, which is perfect. You are a Power Ranger, a job that can form things on your body and store your clothes in a magical field around the planet. Unlike other times, take Mystic Force, where Nick refused to believe in magic when there was no other explanation for the things he saw going on around him. And in Ninja Steel, when Preston got magic abilities, he froze Calvin's drink in midair. Everyone was like, nah, that ain't real. I like when Patricia plays Cassie as a kind of bored because being a Ranger would become tiring after a bit, and she was around for 2 years. I'm not insulting Amy Jo or Kat Sutherland, but they did do the same stuff between the two of them. And it was refreshing when Cassie came around.
Peter Runner.
I always thought she was the best actress in Mystic Force. She could switch between overly dramatic, average person, and corny PR acting really well, compared to like Princess Shayla, who was so ridiculous. She did a decent job at making info dumps feel organic, which a lot of mentor roles for PR have a thankless job for. Peter played her stern, but also goofy weird, like why would Adana change herself as a man to get people to help, versus just being herself? Tattered clothing would be more effective. As a Ranger, even though limited, handled that portion well. A lot of actors can't get that down, probably because how disconnected they are since they didn't film the material themselves, either in US or Japanese footage, and it's the job of the voice director to get them through it, but it can still feel really wrong. Peter never felt like a floating voice for only being a Ranger in 3 or 4 episodes.
Walter Jones.
Walter, I say, had the hardest job out of the original team. This is the very first Power Rangers series. Nothing was established, and to them, PR is just an unknown show. Plus, Walter had to combine fighting with dancing, giving morals, being funny. He did it good, even when it got corny in bits, like when he was moping around because he thought they forgot his birthday. Him going nuts trying to have a normal date with Angela. You could see that he just wants to scream, I'm the Black Ranger, give me a break. His best moment was when he got to play leader in the Green Candle. That scene helped in 2 ways. One, it was the first time Power Rangers got to say, this problem is really bad, and if it gets worse, Tommy will die. Second, up to that point, Jason felt invincible. Something came up, he dealt with it. For the first time, he couldn't solve it and was making wrong decisions, which evolved the character and Austin's acting along with Walter's. There was no out. Tommy's powers were going to get screwed. When the writers are really restricted due to the Japanese footage, there are times when it works in the show's favor.
David DeLaTorre.
Another character that's pretty hard to pull off. People can easily get tired. We've experienced the hippie guy in all kinds of shows. Usually they're there for comedy, but that's all. David got the character to go past that. Yeah, RJ is funny and weird. He works in a pizza store while he's a master and has all this old junk, but you don't care. When RJ makes a weird pizza and wants people to try it, you don't cringe, like when the 200 times Mia's bad cooking comes up, or when RJ teaches people with house cleaning. It feels natural for him. Even when the writer's strike happened and we had that string of really dumb episodes, David still got RJ to work, and he has to deliver some odd lines. Plus, he made RJ have those over-the-top hand gestures like he was conducting the Jungle Fury team. You go here, all kinds of subtle things.
Daniel Ewing.
You want to be a character that is cold, not really a team player, has a badass attitude, and still be likable? You look toward Ewing. Not saying the other Rangers are important, but the Black Ranger was the most important. So it needed a really good actor to pull off. The character's kind of schizophrenic. 1 minute Dillon is trying to find his sister, nothing is losing his focus. The next minute he'll deal with Ziggy, and he never broke character. Ziggy is annoying, but Daniel plays it as, I need to go somewhere, you are annoying, but not worth my time to yell at, and I know you're not bad. Same goes for Dr. K. He knows that she's kind of hampering him by following all these strict rules, wearing this stupid suit, but Daniel plays it as, I need you. I just need to deal with this nonsense to reach my sister. Every time Dr. K opens up her mouth, he just wants to walk out of that room. We've had a lot of characters before and since focus on one thing, and you got pretty annoyed about it. Like how everyone was talking about Udana's missing baby. We constantly saw the flashback. It was drilled into our heads, but it was kind of a disconnect from the main story, even though it was Nick. Since we didn't have that info yet, you just thought it was fluff, while Dillon's sister was constantly talked about, and he had all kinds of broken memories thrown here and there. Sometimes in an episode that features another Ranger. You knew it was a part of it, you felt for him, and the most important thing, you wanted to know the answer.
Rhett Fisher.
All three actors are important to the family sub-story in Lightspeed, but Rhett was the glue. He had to play a character that hated his family. He was being tricked by Diabolical that his father abandoned him or sold him off, just to save his own skin. In a sense, Ryan suffered from Stockholm Syndrome. You could see he was fighting how he felt internally when Diabolical was talking with him. He had to constantly reaffirm that his family is bad and put his hand on him, basically saying, believe me, I'm your real father now, so that Ryan doesn't have that one moment of doubt which breaks his hold. That's what Dana triggered when he found out she was the Pink Ranger. It's one of the problems Brody has in Ninja Steel. He's gone through similar issues as Ryan, but has no extra layer. After him being captured for 10 years, when he got back to Earth, he was like, cool, I'm back, okay, next. Or didn't have a moment of doubt betraying Galvanax. The script doesn't need to tell you what to do. An actor can fill in those small details on their own.
Jason Chan.
Jason had to play a nerdy character, at the same time not be nerdy, plus complain that he wasn't picked as a Ranger over arguably 3 unqualified people, with his father outright saying, no, I don't want you involved. This can easily get played out fast, like with Leo being obsessed, blaming himself for his brother's death. Jason played Cam at the line. You could see he bottles up his frustration every time he has to deal with a dumb question, or when he got totally insulted when everyone was like, you broke that stone slab? That's gotta be a trick. He also has to play the dual role of Cyber Cam. That's where the character is supposed to get on your nerves, act dumb, and be really corny, which can damage the look towards Cam himself. When Cyber Cam first popped up, I was like, well, what is this? And I did get annoyed at Cam for doing it, but Jason kept both characters separate enough, and since I liked his character from day one, I've lived with Cyber Cam's annoyances, or I can't forgive when Cole will do completely idiotic things because he doesn't use common sense. So you're like, get off the screen.
Archie Kai.
Archie is one of my favorite actors. I loved his work on CSI as well. If you want to hear him talk about CSI, he's in one of the commentaries in the Season 9 DVD Blu-ray set. He's the actor that makes pretty much anything work on the show, even when it's one of PR's normal dumb lines, like when they say the word destroy instead of death, he can get it to work. He never overacted and filled a lot of the roles in the show, food maker, lover, leader, all dealing with the hero aspect. Archie has a special acting presence. It's kind of hard to explain, and he knows when to ham up lines like Peter Rudder. I always wanted him to come back as a mentor. He practically was doing that job on Terra Venture.
Erin Cahill.
Erin Cahill probably had the hardest job on Time Force, next to Jason Faunt. She was the focal point of the whole season. Her drive was around her fiance's death. Yeah, there were some iffy points where she has to go over the top with getting annoyed at Wes or Rancic, but there are times where she had the perfect response. For example, when Jen wanted to outright kill Fat Catfish, that's something PR doesn't usually do. You can see Jen was fed up. She got stuck in 2001, Alex is dead, she wants to get Rancic, Fat Catfish has done some stuff in the past, so she got sick and tired of dealing with the small fry, and you have Vernon Wells to play off of. Erin's best moment was when Rancic said he was ready to go to jail. She's playing it as a lot of things. 1, holy crap, Rancic gave up. 2, is this a ruse like last time? 3, the mutant cares about life? All within that small pause before she pulls out the handcuffs. And of course, when Jen and everyone goes back to Wes, at that moment, you know she finally confessed she loved Wes. She doesn't need to say it when you know the odds of surviving are slim. If you want to see one of Erin Cahill's more serious roles, check out her episode on House MD.
Johnny Young Bosch.
He's done a lot of things after Power Rangers. He's in a band and does a ton of voice acting. Johnny played Adam as your average guy, but also felt like a real high schooler. You could see he was a little shy when he first moved to Angel Grove, but when the trio got thrown into the deep end, his character started to evolve. He did all kinds of things like run a school play, learn music, and was interested in computers in the early days of the internet. And you bought it. There are many times in other PR seasons that an actor would gain traits solely to deal with the Sentai footage, and it doesn't work out. Ronnie from Overdrive does not work when Natsuki's mannerisms are used, because in a lot of ways, he was second in command for MMPR, Zeo, and Turbo's teams. Sadly, bypassing Rocky, it's the type of present Johnny gave Adam. He complements the team. Even many years later, when Johnny reprised his role on Overdrive, he still remembered the subtle things. How the character likes to help out, listens to everyone, giving everyone a chance at the floor. Adam seen with Alpha 6 in Always a Chance, and again with Alpha in Once a Ranger, minus the wrong voice, felt like a week went by. Adam just has that cool feel when he's not even trying to be cool. You can look up to him as a big brother, a close friend, or someone that has your back. There's a lot of more actors I like Amy Jo, Ron Roget, Keith Robinson, Jorge Vargas Jr., Lethem Gaines. My list would be endless, so I had to cut it here. What are your favorite actors? They don't have to be because of your favorite character. There are many actors I've liked playing the role versus liking the character over them. And if you have a suggestion on what topic you'd like me to cover next, leave a comment down below. Next week's episode, I'll be doing my top 10 best seasons.